Okay, we've got a new Fox DHX2, and we're going to mount one of our sensors to this thing. So this was taken off a bike. The preload had already been set up for this rider. So the first thing we want to do is grab a measurement, basically of where this top collar was before we put our kit on. And this measures at 27.25. So let's just grab that measurement. I'll write it down. 27.25. The next thing is we're going to be putting on this coil kit. And so we want to measure the distance of that, the width here. So that is 3.27. So we're going to want to subtract 3.27 millimeters from the 27.25 when we put this kit on there to have it be, similar to where the that preload was when it got off that bike. So the first thing, obviously take off this spring. I like the new detent on this this new shock. It's pretty cool. So let's see here. Pull this bad boy off. Loosen it up. Next thing, slide this down and pull up this bottom snap ring. This is also new. I think it's a good design. Slide that off. Slide off this collar here. And then here's the shock. So let's open this up a little bit more. First thing, put on this ring, slide that on there, and make sure the tab is facing this way. Next thing we're going to do is pop on this shock, and then the second ring is going to go down here like this. So we're going to have this mounted up. Okay, and then put this collar back on. Okay, now that this is on, put the snap ring back on. And slide that on. Once that's in, now you can start to tighten it. Again, now that we know the measurements, 27.25 minus 3.27, we should be looking for 23.98. So let me just, 23.95, there we go. We'll call it good at 23.99. All right, so that's when we compress the spring, that's where we're going to be compressing this to. Okay, so just keep tightening until we get to that 23.99. So it looks like we've gone a little too far. $23.99. I'd say that's pretty close. Okay, so now these collars can basically move around. Next thing we're going to want to do is just put on this pop joint here. Screw that in. Okay, so now what we want to do is put on the sensor. So the sensor's already got this collar on it. This basically goes on this body here. the good thing about this is that this allows you to, if you get a calibration error, you can move this back and forth in order to get the shock calibrated. There's a self-protection mechanism in the software where if you mount the sensor too short, basically you're going to damage it if the bike bottoms out. So we want to avoid that. So undo these little snaps here and just snap this thing on. There's one, and there is the other one. And you notice that it's not very lined up. So this is where you just want to basically get it lined up. So once you got it on the bike, snap these on there. And now you can rotate this thing around to wherever it needs to be, right? So if space is an issue and it's got to be tucked up, you know, in there by the reservoir, not a problem. So that's it. Once you get that on there, go ahead and tighten it up, and it should be good to go. And if you want to remove it, just undo these snaps here and just pull it off. If you've got multiple bikes, I recommend just keeping this shock kit on the shock full time and putting the sensor on and off if you're going to be swapping between bikes. It makes it really easy. So all you got to do now is just put it on your, put this on your bike and go ride. All right, that's it.